Okay, so we've reached episode 6, and I think it'd be a good idea to rank the episodes. The rank is, at the moment, 2 and 5 are tied at the top, with 3 being second, 1 being next, and finally 4 being at the bottom of this heap. Honestly, I'm waiting for the show to impress me because right now it can't seem to get past, well, simply okay. Well, let's try and see how the next episode is, Animo Farm. Animo Farm? Are we going to see Dr. Animo in this episode? Will it be better than when Hex was seen in his episode? I hope so, because Hex was, well, kind of an idiot. This episode starts off at the Rust Bucket when Gwen and Mercs are getting ready for a corn festival. Look, I know Max's trips in the original series weren't that great on concept, like, hey kids, we're going to town with the stuff like the world's largest fishbowl, but a corn festival? Have we ran out of things to do? And before you come at me with something like, oh, maybe Animal will use the technology on the corn. Let me stop you right there to tell you that this episode doesn't even take place at the corn festival. Ben tries to duck out of going by saying that his video games need him. You know, you could at least try to come up with a good excuse. However, Works won't let him in due to the fact that while he doesn't have to go to the festival, he does have to spend the day outside. While Gwen looks suspiciously too happy about this. After that, Gwen and Mercs go to the festival while Ben walks around and gets hit in the head by a football. After being told that he's the greatest football player they've ever seen.
He caught it! You're amazing. But you're the best football player we've ever seen.
So I could take this one of two ways. You're trying to butter him up so he can play with you, or you guys are way too easily impressed. Anyways, he decides to join up with them, but a rival football team comes in and calls them all losers. Fun fact, the word loser and accidental, which I'll get to later, are thrown around so much that it's actually kind of funny. Though I'm not sure if that's intentional. Either way, if you decide to watch this episode, take a shot every time the word loser or accidental is said, because you'll probably be hammered when it's all over. Anyways, the other team then charges in with one of them running like a dog, what the hell? And it doesn't take very long for Ben and his team to be taken down. Ben was close to transforming until a giant drill tank comes in and 2 animals, a Zyborg cow and a ripped baboon, come in, ready to steal the animal feed. Ben then transforms into Stinkfly and manages to save one of the kids trying to defend the animal feed.
Okay, whatever you say.
That voice does not sit with me at all. It also sounds strangely familiar. Anyways, Ben's trying to fight them, but they call him...
Gotta be another accidental.
No, not yet. Anyways, the cow knocks him out with his udders, and he's just dragged back to the farm, where we meet 4 other characters. A chicken with glasses named Nugget, a tiny minotaur named Minotaur, ha! A hamster Godzilla mix named Chinzilla, and a freaky goat bat thing named Goatodactyl. We also get to meet our villain for the week, a large buff pig dude with a slightly smaller, slightly more intelligent pig on his arm. And... he has the personality of a jock. He constantly refers to himself and the other big guys as alphas, while also referring to the other creatures as either losers or accidentals. As it turns out, this entire farm belongs to Dr. Animo, and he seemed to have made some experiments here since there's a variety among both alphas and accidentals, though knowing his other experiments were much more developed and not irritating in the slightest. My only guess is that everyone on this farm, except for Ben, is an accident or an alpha experiment from Animo. I mentioned all this because Animo also built up a specialized force field that Ben discovers by trying to escape. I assume this is here so no one else can reach them, but the alphas have turned this place into a paradise for themselves and a prison for the smaller creatures. Along with keeping everyone here, it's also what's keeping Ben in his Stinkfly form. How? Look, I originally had an entire tirade about this and how nothing about this makes sense, but rather than boring you with details I don't think anyone actually cares about, does the Earth in this universe that this show takes place in know and have access to alien technology? Because so far, this show has hinted at the idea, and if this is the case, then why is Ben even trying to hide the fact that he's a superhero? Anyways, Ben tries to spray the pig with a stink attack, but he's a pig, so it doesn't work. Afterwards, the accidentals are forced to get to work immediately, with Ben still trying to escape. We also meet this creature with the alphas, and he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Get it? After all is said and done, all the accidentals are seen peeling the green bits off of corn, to which Ben decides to try and get everyone to group up and destroy the generator powering the force field. However, Minotaur then tells Ben he's a fool for even trying, and...
You've been trying to escape all afternoon. You can't do it.
Why does Minotaur sound like Shrek? Anyways, Ben and Minotaur then have an argument, which ends with this scene.
Who's more foolish, the fool or the one who follows him?
That doesn't even... let's get on with it.
Fun fact, when I first heard Ben ask Minotaur this, my brain shut off for a second. Ben, you're the fool who's leading. He's telling you that. What are you not fucking get? So they sneak through the barn, getting past a blade that doesn't cut Nugget into ribbons. Chinzilla then bursts through the wall next to a door, but sadly the pig jock tunnels in and stops them all, causing them all to run through the wall. Ben then tries to fight them, only to be punched through the damn ceiling. Ben then manages to convince them to fight as we get some action, though the action between the wolf-sheep thing and Minotaur is hilariously bad. Stop biting his horns, you idiot! Goderdactyl bites the shit out of the cow dude. Chinzilla shows that he should have been made an alpha because he can take a punch and breathe fire. Like, holy shit. Ben manages to fight out the pig jock and uses love for stink to make him high. He then knocks him out and causes the droll to run into the Animo statue before Nugget defies the laws of physics, like he pushes the statue in the back and it somehow falls to the side, and uses the statue to smash the generator. They lock the alphas away and the force field fades, which allows Ben to turn back to normal. This episode ends with Ben and his friends playing football as Gwen and Mercs were coming back from the corn festival. I'm tempted to rank this below episode 3 because this episode is obnoxious. Like I said, they constantly use the word loser, which just gets tiring, and it doesn't help that they use the word accidental as an interchangeable word for loser. On top of that, this episode is really confusing with its continuity, assuming the show has any. I mean, this is a modern Cartoon Network reboot after all. Beyond that though, there is a moral to this episode, and it has to do with teamwork and working together, which, one, kind of goes against the dynamic of the show as, while Ben gets cocky, sure, that never got to a point where he was acting like the lone hero. And in episodes like episode 1 and 4 of this show, he was shown to be willing to work with Gwen to get the objective done. And 2, this goes against the keep your ego in check thing from episode 5. One episode, guys! You managed to last one episode before making that episode as pointless as episode 4. I hate this. Look, I don't know what more you expect me to say. This isn't a good episode. It's left me infuriating and writing big beefy paragraphs enough to make this a 2.5-page script. Look, long story short, the things I said last episode about this show still applies. Anyways, this episode's left me burnt out on this show, so I think I'm gonna sit back and try to do some other reviews. Thank you for watching, and if you want to, you can donate to my Patreon and participate in the Patreon raffle, where you can decide what I review next. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time.